y'all. I'm Asami, as you know, and this is Aja, like I said. So, hey, ready to get into it? We're going back into the chapter of man. So, brothers, get ready, because it's about us. So, where do I start? Where do we leave off? You remember? That's okay. Anyway, as male species in this arena we call Earth, we have responsibilities. And our first responsibility is to become responsible for our actions. And when I say responsible for our actions, that means that how you act is totally about what's going on inside of you, not because somebody did this or somebody said that. We are so quick to go, well, I wouldn't have did that if you hadn't done this. I wouldn't have slapped you if you hadn't said that. That don't have nothing to do with nothing. We have to learn how to be responsible for our acts. And when you reach out to strike somebody, you speak malice over them, that's not something that is a random act. That's an act that you consciously committing. You're constantly going, I'm gonna cut them up with my tongue. I'm gonna slap her for what she said. Why? Because you didn't like it? Because it offended you? What was the reason? Brothers, for us, especially as black men, we have challenges. All men have challenges, but we have a greater challenge because the women that we are birthed through are the greatest women on this planet. And I don't say that on no superior tip or none of that. Nature shows over and over again that everything came from the black woman, the yes. African woman.
Yeah.
So, knowing that, how are we going to represent that? The way we've been representing it haven't been too cool, I'm going to tell you. Because when we represent ourselves correctly, we represent them correctly. We want to see change in them, we got to make changes within ourselves. And ladies, a lot of you ladies, men act the way they do because of the ladies. Oh, he's fine, yeah. I'm going to get with him because of the way he looked. But you don't know nothing about this man. You don't know. He could be a damn serial killer for all you know. That's how a lot of these women get taken out. These guys come smooth, charming. They know how to get you. So how do you defend yourself against such things? You got to follow your heart. And men, it shouldn't even be a thing. That shouldn't even be a thing with us. Now it's more, what I can say, pedophilia going on amongst us. That is insane, man. That's crazy. I mean, how do you act as a pedophile and then saying that you're taking responsibility for your actions? So in your mind, you're saying that this little helpless kid is somebody you can overpower, so you're going to overpower them for what? Sex? Man, that is insane. We got to wake up as to what we're doing, how we're thinking. All that porn makes you crazy. I mean, and I know a lot of brothers that, they swear by porn. That's crazy, man. And that's the drive that you feel when you really don't have anything other to do but sit and look at porn. There's so many other things that you can do in this life. Learn about yourself. Knowledge is truly power. We're raising a generation that knowledge is damn near void. When it's everywhere, the information is everywhere. There is no reason that you should be void of knowledge. No reason whatsoever. I don't care where you come from. You can say, oh man, where I come from. No, that don't have nothing to do with it. You have libraries, you have schools, you have everything. You don't have to depend on them to teach you.
Libraries, the internet. You don't have to go
you have a library right in your hand. Everybody want to have Apple phones. They want to have the newest phone. Use it for your benefit. Use it to your advantage. If you're going to have technology, if technology is that important to you, then use it so that it'll benefit you. They have audio books. You don't even have to read it. You can just listen to it.
Amen.
But listen to it with the intent of learning something. we have to start, what can I say, valuing ourselves. We have to know that we don't need nobody to value us. When you value yourself, you become valuable to yourself and valuable to others. Why? Because you took the time out to go, no, I'm going to learn how to do this. I'm going to learn how to do that. Why? For yourself. Brothers, we have a great challenge in front of us. To be the best of yourself that you can be. That's what we're here for. And I'm going to keep saying it over and over and over until we get it. Because we have to get it, man. We have to. I look at the youngsters running around now. Crazy. They don't even know if they men or women. They want to put on dresses. They want to put on eyeliner. I see brothers coming over with thicker makeup than the girl they with. What is that? All right, yes, this is a temple. It's our vehicle. And it's cool to prep your vehicle.
Right. So let me ask you a question. I gotta just, because for those who are saying, like, I remember we were talking about this the other day when I talked about Chanel, and they were trying to kind of attribute her to being the reason why way back in the day women started wearing pants. Well, we know that's not really, we know on the plantation, sisters was sewing pants. We seen the color purple. They showed how, and I know that's a adaptation of reality, but this would have what we needed it. We were creating it, but they attributed in this documentary to Chanel the fact that women were wearing pants. Right? This was a no-no. You could not wear pants. I hand dance in DC. A lot of the people, hey, shout out to all the hand dancers. The people, all the steppers, all the ballroomers. Yes, y'all. But there are women in their 70s who lived in DC their whole life, and they were talking about how in the 70s and the 80s they still could not wear pants downtown. They had to have on a skirt, and they had to have on hosiery and heels. If you were to be downtown in the working sector, that's how you had to present yourself. I mean, we know women couldn't sign leases, But going back to my thought, so if in an environment where it's a no, women don't wear pants, women wear dresses, women wear skirts. So then it's an environment. So then we think about where fashion comes from and what fashion is. Then we've assigned masculine and feminine ideas to articles of clothing, to makeup, to, shoes. And so I'm saying, do and should people resign themselves to the masses and what everybody is doing? Or are people free to say, hey, this is the way I want to express myself as a man? And I say that because when we think about Prince did a lot of feminine things, and we all was like, Prince is a man. That's a man. Like, we never really questioned what Prince was doing sexually, right? He was expressing himself in what we would consider a feminine way.
All right. Thank you for that. I mean, and it's true. But as a man knows, we live in a society that people judge you, and I'm going to say judge you from appearance. So, say you're going for an interview, a tech interview. You good with computers, good at programming, whatever. And you go in there to interview, and the one individual that's interviewing you could be a female or a male, and you walk in there with a little silky dress on and eyeliner, your likelihood of getting hired is slim to none.
And then is that the job for you? And is that the place you would feel comfortable?
No, what I'm saying is that, the appearance.
Yeah.
All right. People are going to judge you from appearance. If you appear to be
masculine or feminine.
No, I'm not going to say that. I'm saying if you appear to be flamboyant in your expression, even if you're a male. if you go into an interview and you go in there dressed like a pimp, you got all your pimped out shit on, you go in there and say, yeah, now come on, that's my. They ain't gonna hire you because it's what.
What is the job? Is he applying for a pimp job?
Ain't no pimp job. Ain't nobody gonna be interviewing you to be no pimp. That's something you gotta learn how to do and go out there and get it and become a pimp. What if you're going for a pimp job? That's funny. But what I'm saying is that we have to become conscious of our projection.
Yeah.
As a man, you're supposed to project yourself in a masculine way.
Yeah.
Because in life, nature do not reproduce the weak. I want you guys to hear me again. Nature do not like reproducing the weak. Why? Because everything even when we growing plants, when that seed break through the ground and it's weak, it dies. No matter what we do to nurture the damn thing, it dies. Why? Because nature do not nurture the weak. It's like you got everything these plants have, they thriving, and you over here suffering. That's the same thing with us. We are no different until we begin to elevate our consciousness to a level where you can say, like our ancestors, to know God, you have to become God. And to just say you God and don't have no attributing actions with it, don't mean a thing. I hear a lot of brothers, hey, what up, God? Yeah, what up, God? But are you representing that? And what is it to represent that? That means that you have acquired enough knowledge that you know how everything functions. You are moving from a universal perspective, where the universe now is able to guide you, because the universe see us like we see ants. We don't go to a particular type of ant and go, oh, you're special. All of them is ants to us. Some of them bite, some of them don't, but they're still ants. That's how the universe sees us. So in order for us to be able to move the power that have put everything in place, we have to be part of that power. And when we are part of that power acquiesces to our desire.
So to be it, you have to become it.
You have to become it. You cannot know anything outside of being it.
Yeah.
So, you come here as a male. Our challenge is to be the best male that we can be, to represent everything that masculinity is. And what is that? I've read a number of books about the archetypal foundation for men. One of them is being a magician. Another one is being a warrior. Another one is being a king. These are just archetypes. That's not saying that, oh, I'm not a man until I become a king. No, what it's talking about is your characteristics, those things that make you into the fullness of yourself. These are the things that as you begin to express, you begin to grow. So, and a lover. So it's saying to express manhood is to be a lover, a king, a magician, a warrior. And in that, you're going to be a healer because you're going to learn how to heal yourself. And in doing so, you can help others. I ain't saying you healing others, you can help others. But when you when you have not about acquiring skills, what are you? What are you? All right, so say you're a good basketball player. You can be the best basketball player. But what is beyond basketball?
Let me show you how they a basketball player again. Show me. He was dribbling through the legs, bring it around.
Hey.
That's basketball. He is a basketball player.
We have to remember, we're not the titles that we put on ourselves. We are men. And everything that is about being a man is available to us. So why not use all the tools that's available to us to become great within our own eyes? Not looking for somebody else to consider you to be great. Not looking to somebody else to consider you to be famous. We're so caught up in wanting people to recognize us that we lose sight of our own self. Because when you start recognizing yourself and you start pouring knowledge into yourself and you start acting out of the knowledge that you have, You don't have to worry about folks recognizing you. They're going to recognize you because then you become recognizable. How? Because now you aligned yourself with the universe.
They become recognizable. You become recognizable. And the thing that everybody wants, I feel like more than recognition, money. Money comes with it. You living in your truth, and you like do what you do. I don't care. We all got a cake lady. We know, like we don't care. She don't have to have a website or nothing, but we will go get her cakes if she makes great cakes. If cakes is your thing, cookies, whatever it is, you find somebody decorated, whatever it is that you're looking for. You go to that person, you hear it, be like, oh my gosh, they do that well. And they don't even have to tell anybody about it because everybody will know that they do that very well. And then money just flows with it.
Hey, that's what we was talking about the other day when I said, yeah, I had plenty of opportunities to get a lot of money to sell myself out.
Yeah.
But I chose no, because knowledge, I know. Once I started acquiring knowledge, I knew the knowledge that I had would not only give me the wealth that I desired, it would give me the health that I needed. Because in acquiring knowledge, you understand that you only get this one body. And if you destroy it, you don't have nothing else. So when you become mindful of your space in this place, then you begin to see yourself differently. And then you begin to act differently. You begin to think differently. You become different. You don't have to be what your friends tell you are. I grew up in LA. I grew up tripping. I grew up doing all that craziness. I done been to prison. I done did all that. So when brothers be talking about, man, you get out of prison, it's hard, man. It's hard to, make it after that. That's not true. We create our reality. We create it.
I wanna give a little short testimony with that. So I have my best friend was in prison. She did 4 years in the feds, a little bit over 4 years. And really her whole life had lived a criminal lifestyle. She gets out of prison. She hasn't had a job since then. I think she did a couple of things but she's been an entrepreneur since then. She's been out over 7 years now. She's never had to go in and be like, please employ me. She employs herself. She sells things. She is still, and then she doesn't look at herself like, oh, I'm a bad person because of the things I did. She continues to propel herself forward. Shout out to Mimi. What's up, girl? So she's on American Gangster. Was featured on there. Now they're about to feature her on VH1. What I'm saying is that she never joined the group of those who was like, oh, I can't. She just came out and did. And she's still doing. And does better than people with 9-to-5s and college degrees.
True that. I'm glad you said that because it's the same with me. I wanted to work in aerospace. When I first started going out, after I finished school, started going out trying to get a job, I would watch them take my resume and throw it in the trash. Yes, that's disheartening, but that don't stop you from doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
It just makes you strive a little harder. And in my striving, I've done everything I wanted to do. That's why I'm here enjoying my life now, because I did everything that I wanted to do while I was in that world. I proved to not nobody else, to me, that I can do it. That's why folks be like, why you work like that, man? Because I don't work for them. I'm working for me. I'm doing this for me. And the better I became at doing it for me, the better I became at doing everything that I wanted to do. That's why I can do whatever I want now. And what do I want? Nothing. So I enjoy everything that life gives me. Why? Because I don't expect nothing. I know everything that we get, it's because we projected it out there and it comes back to us. Brother, change how you projecting your realities out there. Don't let your environment create your reality. It don't have to be like that. Your environment is just your environment. And if your environment is a destructive one, then you project yourself into another environment.
Now, if your mind is a destructive one, then you're in a destructive environment.
But that's what I'm saying.
So
in order to get out of
itself.
it, you got to change your perspective.
Yeah.
You got to see yourself not as a part of that destructive environment. We was in one We didn't see ourselves as part of it, yet we was right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And folks came and wanted to see what's different about this. Why how they doing this? And here, nobody did this. This was always ugly. Now it's a whole garden. Why? Because of our wanting to see something different. That's all it takes. The desire to do something that you feel inside to do, regardless to who feel like, oh man, you ain't gonna be able to. Because people are quick to discourage you because they already discouraged themselves. So it's easy for them to go, man, you ain't gonna be able to do that. Oh, they're gonna tear that up. Nobody gonna respect that. You hear it all the time. You come up with an idea, you go, yeah, man, I'm gonna do that. Oh, man, ain't nobody want that. We got to be mindful that what we do is about what we do, not what somebody else is doing. We all come down here to do something different. We all come down here to contribute something of ourselves into this earth realm. Brothers, don't let nobody tell you who or what you are. You better find out who and what you are. It's your responsibility. I would rather have knowledge that knowing that I can generate power within me than to be of the mindset that, oh man, I'm living here in the ghetto and man, I'm like everybody else. The white man holds us down. You know how the police is. They killing us. We got 1,000 excuses not to rise up above the stupid that lives within us. I told you before, I lived my life as a warrior. What is a warrior? One who battles against the stupidity that lives within him. Not nobody else. I don't have no control over what kind of stupid they're going to spit out. That's not my problem. Mine is dealing with the stupid that lives within me. And in dealing with that stupid that lives in me, it equips me to deal with everybody else's stupid. Why? Because I can recognize what type of stupid it is. Because we was brought up under an idea, a mindset that wasn't conducive to our growth in the first place. So I don't fault folks for being stupid. I do not. But when you get caught between stupidity and ignorance, then you like a yo-yo, and you don't leave that spot. You ignorant because you don't want to learn no more, and you stupid because when learning comes, you reject it. So then you get caught between those two giant rocks in your life that you keep hitting against. And that makes your life miserable.
So I want to ask a question. Our dear brother Kevin Samuels, controversial brother. But I believe he said a couple of good things. This is the brother who passed away. He doesn't follow. But the brother who passed away that was saying all of that stuff,
Oh.
he passed away. Okay. I think it was in Atlanta. So what about periods in our life? Like, is there a time where it's too late for us? Is there a time that we're so stuck in who we are and how we've been living and what we've been doing that game over? Or
I'm going to say this. As long as we have breath, game is on. But what happens is that we get so caught up in our own routines that we can't hear what our own spirit is saying to us from the inside. And after you ignore it for so long, that voice, it never stops beckoning you, but it becomes so quiet that you have so much shit going on in your head that you can't hear it no more.
It's easy to silence.
All you hear is what's spinning around in your head on a constant level. That's why meditation is so important, because it gives you a chance to stop. And then you get to see how crazy your brain really is from all the input it's been getting, and it's just going to start spitting it out. And that's how you start recognizing who you are and separate from how you have allowed your brain to be programmed. Because you are not your brain. Your brain is part of this organic structure. We are not this organic structure. We live in this organic structure. So, if you're living in an organic structure, why identify with it as though it is you? Because that's what we're taught. We're not taught, even with all the religions, Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, you got them all, Eckankar. I mean, they got hundreds of thousands of them. That can cause.
I never even heard of that.
I know quite a few people that. I'm sure there's people out there that know
Hebrew
what that is.
Israelites, we get it, all of
right,
them.
all of them. What they do is that they give you an opportunity to step higher. Now, when I say opportunity, listen to me. That don't mean you're supposed to get stuck there. You shouldn't be stuck nowhere. I am still elevating myself. Why? Because I didn't allow myself to get settled for nothing. I didn't stop at being a Christian or learning Islam or learning Buddhism. I didn't study all of it. They're all stepping stones for us to do what? To rise up within ourselves, to allow the knowledge that's been given to flourish within us. That's what bearing fruit is all about. How do you bear fruit? Comes from the root. The root grows into the tree flowers and bears fruit. We are no different. So when she asked that question, do you get to a point to where you're hopeless? As long as you have breath, there's hope. Yet what happens is that after you cross over that 30-year mark, your challenges then, if you don't make that decision then the challenges for you to change yourself becomes more difficult and more, well, I'm not going to say difficult, I'm just going to say more challenging. Why? Because now you have set yourself into a routine and you believe that routine is you. Well, that routine is not you. That's why, she speak on Dr. Dispenser a lot, because in his thing about rewiring, he says it over and over again. Do not reach into your past and bring back your past to create your future, because what are you doing? You're just living in the past all the time. You're not creating a new future. You're living in your past. Why? Because you keep reflecting on it. You keep bringing it back. You keep bringing habits and routines from your past that you bring into your present reality. So what happens to your present reality? It's no different than your past one. So you keep going through the same shit over and over and over and over. It becomes repetitive. It becomes redundant. And then you become bored with your own life.
Yeah. And we just want to say they working over here, Lucia. Things is popping. They are working on this hut right here. And so...
Hey, how much time we got?
Stop it, but
30 minutes.
There's work going on at USHA. But what I wanted to say about living in the past and the way you can challenge it, the way you can address it, is when a situation comes up that you're familiar with, I don't know, just a regular old situation that comes up, and you find yourself in a similar situation. When that situation comes up, don't draw on what you know from the past. Do something different. I'm not going to yell this time, or I'm not going to slap the shit out of this person this time. Whatever it is that you're doing, I'm not going to withdraw and run from it. I'm going to address and speak my truth. But whatever it is that the lesson you keep bringing to yourself, whatever that lesson it is you keep bringing to yourself for is waiting for you and us, myself included, to do something different. Because we know when we do the same things that
we get the same messed up results.
Insanity ensues.
And over and over. And it's not just because of the way you think. It's because of the environment around you. The people that you associate with, they become part of the routine in your life. So when you try to step out of the routine, they're gonna call you on the, hey man, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing that? You been reading that bullshit again? You been listening to this one again? It's always something that they want to attribute to your changing, because when you change around the people who's around you, it forces them to have to look at themselves and say, shit, maybe I should change too. So instead of them really going as a group going, hey man, he's right. No, they all gang up against you. Man, he tripping. They are tripping. And that's how we reject knowledge. We reject it from one another. We reject it however it comes. We reject it. Why? Because it's not what we think we're looking for. The unknown, you don't know how to look for the unknown because it's the unknown. So when the unknown, when you come face to face with it, most of the time we faint. And that's sad for a brother. You faint in the face of the unknown. I mean, I know brothers right now I take back in the jungle and they fearful. Yeah, they walking down the street with their guns and yeah, they thinking they hard. Yeah, I'm a man. I'm a man. You a man when you scared of a damn rat. I watched guys while I was in prison jump on their bed because of a damn mouse.
No, but listen, and we were laughing about this because there were some security personnel here, and they are here to secure a person, but they were terrified of nature. So if nature happens, then your security detail is off. Like, you can't secure anybody. You can't secure yourself.
Hey, you somebody bodyguard, and you scared to death of snakes, and all they do is bring a little non-poisonous snake and throw it over there. They gonna get his ass because you're subdued.
Water. You scared of swimming. Now water has got you subdued, so now you can't do your job there. So, I say all of the people who have security guards, check your security personnel, see how thorough they are.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? Do a little fear factor stuff with them. Make sure your security can secure you.
That's right. I mean, for real, as a brother, you better make sure you can secure
yourself. Yeah.
I mean, because we have these ideas. All these ideas come from a culture that's not part of us. Mm-hmm. The kings that was kings around us sat in the huts with they wasn't afraid. They didn't need help. They were sufficient within themselves. We have to be sufficient within ourselves. That's why a lot of you brothers, like I tell her all the time, we live in a society that promotes weakness. I don't care what society is promoting. Why should you allow yourself to be weak within your own eyes? Because that's how you become weak.
Well, the lack of examples. So how am I, we need to see it more often so men can mimic it. Because men, we see it all the time. They do mimic what they see. That's why in the hood, if the drug dealers and the pimps are around, what do we see? Oh, well, that looks pretty good to me. That's what I want to do. We have to see representation and examples of manhood, womanhood, to be able to even fathom where to go, how to even put in your mind what. Because if you think like, oh, well, I want to be, because I'm gonna be a boss, I'm da da da, and so the pinnacle you reach is what you've been fed.
Exactly, just like that statement. I want to be a boss. We want to be bosses over other people, and we don't know how to be the boss over ourselves. We don't have no control over our emotions. We don't have no control over our tongue. We don't have no control over our thoughts. And you want to boss what?
Right.
For real. When you become real with yourself, you realize that you become a boss within yourself. And look, everything else will fall in place. Then you'll have something to be a boss over. You can help other folks become great within themselves, because the greater that we become, the more powerful we become as a nation, the more we can see the things that we really desire to see. Most folks don't even know what they desire. They think they desire money and a big house, and when you get all that, you're still empty as hell. Come on, look at a lot of these celebrities, man. They had everything that you think you want. R. Kelly in there doing time right now because he didn't know how to control his sexual appetite. Why? Because he didn't take the time to find out what it is to really express yourself as a man on this earth, as a male energy on this earth. Because overpowering a female, a child, another man, it's not what we come here to do. We come here to overpower the stupidity that lives within us so that we can rise and create a great nation again. Because we are greatness. We represent the universe. We represent the power that created everything and is still creating. When you understand you're a part of that, that should change just the idea about who you think you are, because you're not even close to who you think you are. I'm not going to even say nothing.
I was going to say, they said, no, we got to work right now. Come on, Usha's getting it together.
Yeah, they fixing rooms and stuff, so it's all good. I'm not going to even interrupt them again. But anyway, brothers, this is not This is really an encouragement to you guys. Whoever you guys might be, or the brothers out there that's listening, hey, I encourage you to seek the best within yourself. Why not? Why not? Why not seek the best of yourself because of what somebody else think of it? If I allowed what folks thought about what I was doing when I was seeking the knowledge that I have acquired, I would not have this knowledge. I wouldn't have it because they were like, man, what you doing, man? I know you can have this kind of money. I mean, they would throw money in my lap, my homeboy. They'd be like, what are you doing, hey? You know, you got game, bro. Come on. And it was always that bullshit. And I was like, man, what you got, they can take that away. When I'm acquiring, it's forever. Because when I'm doing for me. The knowledge that I acquire, I'll be able to use wherever I go. That's why I travel so much. Why? Because the knowledge base that I have acquired allows me to utilize my skills wherever I go. Whatever, and I have abundance of skills. Why? Because why not? Why sit around and do nothing when you can be learning something? That's all I'm saying. Learn to do something. Don't just let society tell you how you're supposed to be. It's not society's job to raise you. It's yours. Your mother did her part. Now you got to do your own part. I don't care if you was raised with a mother and father or just a mother. That don't mean anything because when
or in foster care or wherever.
Exactly, because when you becoming of age, life is teaching you lessons every day.
Yeah.
But your environment, the people that you encounter, everything that you go through is to teach you. And if you just allow those lessons to be learned within you and not say that there's something negative, but use them as a stepping stone to keep going forward, you are great. Be the greatness that you are. That's all I'm saying, brothers. Be the greatness that you are and quit mimicking clowns. We like mimicking clowns. For real, we do. And it's sad because we've been doing it for so long. And we need to stop. I mean, Sebi thought of this idea. It was just a thought in his head. Now, here it is, a manifestation. He's not here to enjoy it anymore, but it's still here for us to enjoy. That's what happens when you reach within yourself and you start creating something from within yourself. You create things that is going to last beyond your being.
Physical being.
So, what kind of, you can say, huh, babe?
Nothing. Continue.
What kind of legacy do you want to leave? Not for your children, but for yourself. What kind of legacy you want to leave for yourself? Because that's the only thing that's important. Because when you die, ain't nobody going to be standing there with you, bro. Your homeboy ain't going to be there.
Dying with them. He might be at the funeral.
Yeah, he can die. They can die at the same time, but he still ain't going to be there. I mean, that's reality. You died by yourself, like you came in here by yourself.
Right. Well, I have two sets of twins. They came together.
No, they didn't come together. They came in one at a time.
Yes, they did. That's true.
Because that's how life is designed. And so when we understand the design, then we can participate in it fully. And we can enjoy the benefits.
Yeah.
My buddies always tell me, oh, man, you living good, man, I'm so glad. You so glad. I'm way more glad than you because I'm living it. And this is the life that I chose. Yeah. I chose this. Me and her was going to buy a place in Atlanta. Everything went wrong with it. Everything.
Oh, we tried.
Why? Because the Spirit wanted us here because it has something better for us. Yeah. And now we living in, like the song goes, living our best life. I ain't going back and forth with no niggas.
Or otherwise.
Otherwise, because ain't nothing coming on the other side of that gate. I got two big ass cane Corsos over there. Ain't nothing going across that gate. They better not let it because that's their job.
Yeah.
So, all I'm saying is, brothers, be powerful. Be knowledgeable. Be strong. That's the best I can offer you because it's where it got me. I love the place that I'm at in my life. And it's getting better. amazing thing about it, I'm at a place that I always wanted to be, and it's getting better. So think about that, because you don't know what life has in store for you when you decide to walk on the path that you come here to walk on. You laid the path anyway. You may not understand that right now, but the path that you're on, you laid it. So why not walk on it? Why let somebody tell you you're not walking on the right path? Don't let nobody tell you anything outside of what you know in your heart you got to do, bro. Follow your heart. Hey, if anybody got any questions, anybody got anything they want to say, by all means, spit it out, because, you know, we're here for y'all. Like I say, this is an interactive thing. I like talking plenty of stuff, but, you know, at the end of the day, hey, I want to hear what y'all got to say. I want to know that, you know, I'm not just talking to the air, yet the air loves hearing me. I don't want to, we're here to communicate, to share knowledge. We're always looking at things that enhances us. That's why we know about Dr. Dispenser. That's why we listen to things that we know is going to elevate us. Yes. That's going to get us to a higher level. Yeah, we listen to music. We look at shows on TV. But our thrust is to elevate ourselves. So we always finding things, mysteries that they uncover. We like knowing what are the mysteries they're uncovering, because we uncovering mysteries within ourselves. It's just like our garden over there. That garden over there is part of us. So we always over there exploring and finding how the earth is yielding to our desires. Because the earth yields to our desires. We part of her. Brothers, be a good son to your mother. Because she's real. This is your real mother. Your mother that you came through, she's her daughter. So, respect your mama, man. And then you're going to start respecting yourself, bro. And if you respect yourself, you respect your mother, you damn sure going to respect your sister. You ain't going to be beating on them and cussing them out, calling them bitches and all this kind of craziness.
And wait, and I have to add this. Like, if you happen to come through the womb of a mother who doesn't know who she is, like I know people who have mothers with drug addiction, and you know, I know people who have mothers who sold their daughters. I know people with mothers who are not the ideal mother. And it's not really for you to judge her.
Right, she did her job, she got you here.
Yeah, she's here to do, her life is her life. So it's not your job to judge her. And what he's saying, and even in her ignorance, and this goes for mothers and fathers, all of these deadbeat dads, the job was to bring forth your life. And here you are, and you chose them for whatever the reason it is that you need to be who you are here on this earth. So even if you can't have Thanksgiving dinner, I put Thanksgiving in there quotes. Even if you can't have Thanksgiving dinner with her, then you still, from afar, you love and respect the organism and the person that she was to give you life. And that's enough.
That's enough.
So
you don't have to hate them.
Yeah.
Because hate only kills you.
Gotta let that go.
You know, this thing I'm doing is about being human. Being human is simple and yet complicated as hell.
Yeah.
I know that sounds
simple,
contradictory, but it's not. It's simple when we allow ourselves to be ourselves. Mm-hmm. Complicated when we allow everything around us to tell us who we are, and we try to mold ourselves into this bullshit. Don't do yourself like that. No. Don't do yourself like that, because you make your life difficult. Mm-hmm. And it's about smooth sailing. So we're going to smooth sail on up out of here. I hope y'all have a lovely weekend. I appreciate you guys tuning in. And so do Aja. You know, I love that she's here now, because you see how she comes and gives a whole nother perspective. And that's good, because when I'm on it, I'm not thinking about your perspective. I'm just giving the information that I have to give. I done went through that. Why do I have to keep going over and over and over that? I know that has no benefit. That's why I just say what it is, and you know what it is. So I'm trying to benefit you.
It is what it is.
All that. Hey, y'all. Peace.
Peace, y'all.
Thank you, girl. Hey, thank y'all for coming.
Yeah. So much.